Anyways, I guess that'll be a part two. So I was explaining what Hurricane did, the additional effect. So I believe it's a 30% chance, but don't get me wrong, just look it up if I'm incorrect, but it has either 30 or 10% chance to confuse whoever uses it against. So what the confusion status effect does is pretty much makes it to where Pokemon, if they're confused, they can either hit themselves in confusion, whatever move they're using that turn, or they can hit through, or they eventually can just snap out of confusion. So it's a very interesting status effect for sure. Um, and then for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, there are a lot of different ones. Some of the, like a lot of them actually, were in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, so I decided with this move set. So first of all, Waterfall. Waterfall is an 80 power, 100 accuracy, physical water type move, and this has the same effect to flinch as I believe it's 30% chance. If not, it's either 10%, 10 or 30% chance to flinch. And then for Outrage, Outrage is 120 power, 100 accuracy, physical dragon type move. And the only bad thing about this is you have to keep using this move until it's done attacking, which is at 2 or 3 turns. Well, either if you miss or if you use it against a Pokemon it doesn't affect, or if they just like protect or something like that. Because I've like said these kind of type moves that I keep attacking in a row, but I forgot that was one of the other things that can like stop it, and then you would be able to use another move. But if you have to keep, like if it keeps attacking, you can't switch out or you can't do any other move. It'll just keep attacking until it's over, which is at least 2 or 3 turns, like I said. So anyways, yeah, so after the 2 or 3 turns, you get confused, so it's pretty scary. It's a good move, but that's like a few bad effects about it. And then you already know Crunch and Hyperbeam, so yep. And then the held item Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald is the Dragon Fang, and then for Fire Red and Leaf Green, it's the Dragon Scale. Now, they both have the same effect, boost the power of Dragon type moves by 10%, except, they're different items, so yeah. And then for Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White 2, White 2. For offline, it's the same thing, Life Orb, like I said, in Magikarp, and then for online, the Focus Sash. And then for Pokemon X, Y, and Mega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon. Yep, Gyarados can Mega Evolve, so the Gyarados site is what you want in these games. Mega Gyarados is cool. I don't think. Well, yeah, I think I explained the other typings for the Mega Evolution, but if I didn't, I believe Gyarados is at least a water, but I believe a water dark type. So yeah, it's gonna boost up that crunch. And the ability is actually Mold Breaker. So Mold Breaker makes it to where you can use moves regardless of any Pokemon's ability. So it only works for that Pokemon, the Mold Breaker. I'm pretty sure because it says that Pokemon breaks the mold when they switch out in the field, or maybe it's just for the whole field. That'd be cool, but also could be scary for you. Anyways, yeah, I was like debating whether this actually made it to where you can hit certain stuff like, well, I guess on Gyarados, yeah, okay, yeah, that would be a good example. So say a Pokemon has Water Absorb, and pretty much usually when a Pokemon who has Water Absorb, they get hit by a water attack or water move, they just absorb it and turn it into health. But with Mold Breaker, you can just hit that Pokemon with like with Gyarados having Waterfall, or just Aqua Tail as well. You can just hit them and then they won't actually absorb the health. It'll actually just ignore the ability. So yeah, it's either that, but also I think that it might be able to make it have word types where they don't affect something, like how Gyarados, um, well, I don't have any. Well, that's the thing. But it was like on another Pokemon that had Mold Breaker. Say if you try to use a normal type move against a ghost type move, it would usually have zero effect. But I think maybe Mold Breaker makes the exception and lets you do that as well. I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't look it up. But you can look up the exact effects of the ability if you want. That's just I know the whole ability thing. Like you can hit certain abilities. So yeah. Then for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, there are no held items. And then, first of all, I'm going to explain the ability for Magikarp. So, there's only two abilities for Magikarp. I'm going to explain the basic one first. The basic one is called Swift Swim. This pretty much makes it when it's raining, your speed gets raised. The one who with Swift Swim. So yeah, it's pretty decent. And then the hidden ability is way better. It still raises the speed by 1, but it actually raises it every time you get hit by a dark, ghost, or bug type move. So yeah, it's a really cool ability, a lot better than Swift Swim, because Swift Swim it's only in the rain, and this one is like multi-use. Just every time you get hit by one of those, your speed gets raised up by 1, so it's pretty nice. And then the ability for Gyarados. There's only 2 abilities for Gyarados. I'll explain the hidden ability first. Hidden ability is called Moxie. This pretty much makes it to where with the Pokemon Moxie, if they were to faint a Pokemon, their attack would get raised up, and every time they do faint a Pokemon, their attack would get raised up by 1. So, yeah. But the one that I pretty much chose for Gyarados is the ability called Intimidate. Now, Intimidate, this activates every time your Pokemon switches in. It'll say it activates Intimidate. And pretty much what this does, this lowers the attack of all the opponent's Pokemon by 1, I believe. It says it cuts it in half, but I'm pretty sure it's just by 1 every time. Unless it is cutting in half, that would actually be really overpowered, but I'm pretty sure it's just lowering it by 1. But it's still good, just switching in and then lowering their attack. It could be really nice. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the video. So if you enjoyed, if you'd be so kind to support me by donating to my Patreon, as long as you're not putting yourself in a bad spot by doing so, of course, then feel free to. Link will be in the description down below. But anyways, I've been your host, PauLInstaMyooin's, and goodbye.